Hey guys, we're the Somalis.
And we're on the love story segment with Karawa.
Every time the sun goes out, when the stars collide, when you touch me, you get me. Listen to the sound of real love. Tell me what you will be dreaming of. Say you are the one and only. You can understand me every time.
We first met when I want to say I was like six or seven, and we met through my best friend who's his sister. And prior to that, our moms were kind of tight because they were both on the PTO, the Parent Teachers Association, so they knew each other. And then me and Alvin knew each other, and then I knew Clement. Yeah.
Our families are really close, so.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your first impression of him?
Like way back then, or when I started having interest in him?
When you started having interest in him?
I thought it was cute. I thought it was good looking, and I thought he was cocky, but I like confident, but he had a little bit of, cause I'm pretty confident myself, so I was like, okay, but yeah, I thought it was cool.
What was your first impression?
It was kind of interesting because my first impression was just, oh, she's a girl. But then over time, my perspective of her kind of definitely changed, and now we are where we are.
That's not a first impression.
I think that there was more.
There's more.
Nah.
He said when you started vibing.
No, he just said first impression. He didn't say.
I asked him, I asked him when we
oh.
first met, or when I started
when we started
looking at you
vibing,
like that.
okay.
Yeah.
So then that'd definitely be like a few years back, because like she said, we've known each other for a long time, and like I said also, I just thought, cool, that's a girl who was my sister's friend. And then over time, the perspective started changing, and I started seeing her as somebody that could be a compliment to my big-headed ego as well. So yeah.
When a guy says that the girl is compliment to his big-headed ego, it means the girl is fine, something that is very black.
Naturally.
About society, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, when did you go on your first date? When?
First date. Damn.
Yeah, great. Hope ladies remember, because I think it's bad. I don't even think I remember our first date.
I don't think it was like a first date. Like, well, I was just gonna say the one I remember.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna think you're gonna say the same thing. We've been so blurred that I don't think we really considered certain thing a first date. But I would say California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we started dating, shortly after I moved to California to work, so when he came over, then we like went out. We love Korean barbecue. I went to Korean barbecue spot in LA.
San Francisco.
Oops.
Yeah, I was on a conference. She worked close by, so I just hit her up and I'm like, "Hey, I'm coming to town," and I ended up not even going to my conference at all. She just took over my whole weekend, but it was a good time. So
yeah,
good first weekend date.
How long did you date before your first kiss?
How long? It wasn't too long because we've been kissing.
Yeah, we had our first kiss before we even dated.
Yeah.
So. Like I said, it's not a natural start.
Yeah.
So I think that's what makes us cool and makes us cool now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't play by the rules.
So it's pretty much from friendship perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just were like, I think you're cool, boom, let's figure it out. And then we're like, all right, let's go back and follow some rules and see how things can fit in.
Who said I love you first?
I did.
Naturally.
Yeah, okay.
You did first?
I did, yeah. Because I know what I want.
She definitely does.
I know what I want.
That's what I like about
He tried to take a little time. Because I said it before I was leaving for California when he dropped me off at the airport. He like gave me a kiss and then I was like, okay, I love you. And then he like paused a little bit and then he was like, well, I'm not going to say it back just because you said it, but like when I'm ready to say it, I'll say it. And I was like, all right, cool. Because I wasn't expecting him to say it, but I just said it because I felt it. So I wanted to say it shortly after he said it.
That's different.
Yeah.
This is like, oh, okay.
I know, right?
So what was it particularly that he said that made you to start dating, or like you said, it was just, was there anything that was there like a turning point? Something that he said or she said that you knew that.
I think it wasn't even just only about her words, but also her actions. It's like I said, I really like her confidence, and she's a go-getter, and she pretty much staked her claim. Like she was just like, I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care who even thinks they like you, but I like you. I want you, and I'm gonna have you. And I'm like, who do you think you are? Like, who are you telling me what to do? But then, like a good businessman, when I thought about it, put the SWOT analysis. Nah, it definitely like then resonated with me, and I was like, yo, I think I really do see what she's talking about, and I like a lot of things that she brings to the table. And yeah.
When you started dating, did you know she was the one?
God no. Literally.
That was a strong God no.
But I think that's kind of.
But it's when you started dating.
No, still no. I think, and that's kind of what like they say, like that love don't have no recipe, right? Because it was completely unexpected, and even when it's happening, I'm like, this is happening, and then the next step, I'm like, this is not happening, but then I'm like, but I like it, and I like the next step too. So yeah.
Okay, what was the trigger to the engagement? And can you tell us, was it a surprise engagement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. You should probably.
I mean, I think there's a lot of pieces that kind of brought the engagement about, but I've always been kind of like a planner. Like I knew where I was going and when I wanted to kind of do certain things. And even with her, like kind of surprising me and really making me start thinking about her seriously. And also like COVID, because we both had COVID. And that also kind of hit me because I realized like life is too short. I mean, a lot of things have taught me that life is too short, but especially at that point in time, me getting sick, her getting sick, my mom getting sick, my grandmother getting sick, and realizing you could lose anybody any moment. And I just thought like, I'm already happy with this girl. I've known her for about 20 years of my life. There's not probably any much more I'm gonna learn about her that I don't know. So then it was just about, I gave her like a month of a lot of crap to really see that I'm prepared and that she's prepared for what I wanted to do. And then it was just about putting the final touches on my engagement party. So yeah.
How did the engagement come like to you?
He told me I was under the impression we're going to Kimbo's concert, but
King K.
Yeah, King K. Shout out the kid.
BMG, baby.
And then, so it was at his godmother's restaurant in Hagerstown. So I was just getting ready for that. But he kept on saying like, insisting like, get your nails done. Do you need to get your eyebrows done? Like, you know, like stuff like that. And his sister does nails, Ag. Shout out to Ag's Nails. So she was doing my nails and everything, and like, we were taking forever. And I remember like pulling up, and I was extra dressed because like my mom was like, are you sure you want to wear that? Are you sure you want to wear that? And like she had me change into something else, whatever. And then we get there, and it's just like
she didn't want to wear the outfit that I had picked for her. So her mom was like making sure she stays.
And I was like, why do they care what I'm wearing to Kimbo's concert? Like,
she's so stubborn.
It's just a concert. So we get there, and it's like set up. It looks like a wedding reception-ish, but I'm just like, I guess. And I remember there was like this big ass chair, like, you know, like two chairs. There's this, can I curse? There's these big chairs, like sitting, like look like a couple, like, you know what I'm saying? Like an engagement party. And I was like, I don't think so, whatever. So I don't see Kimbo doing anything. Everything's just going good, but I'm so like oblivious to anything.
She was 2 hours late. That's why nothing was going on the plan.
Okay. So then he gets on the mic and he's like thanking everybody for coming, blah, blah, blah. And then he's just like, shout out to my girlfriend, Leonie. And then he's like, you want to come up here? And I'm just like, what? And then I come up, and then next thing I know, he keeps talking. And then it's sounding like, oh shit, like this is really happening. Like, oh, you're proposing? So I was so shocked, and I was really so surprised. That's the last thing I expected, like, ever. But it was a great surprise. I was very happy.
How did you know her wedding ring size?
Man.
And the size of the engagement ring is always like, I think about it and it's like a challenge to me. How did you figure it out?
I think that's why they always say that luck is a skill. Luck really is a skill. Because I had bought us some Yeezys at once. I didn't even know her shoe size. But then I guessed her ring size correctly, right? And imagine the amount of money I spent on that ring if I had gotten it wrong. Or put the ring on and don't fit. So, yeah. Luck is a skill. Don't let nobody tell you that luck is not a skill.
So you guessed.
Naturally.
I'm actually curious. How much was that engagement ring?
Yeah, a man don't tell. Come on now. I don't want to put nobody else out there to shame having other people's women getting mad at them. Talking
I
about.
still want to get it.
No, you can talk to me on the back end. You can talk to me on the back end.
Every time the sun goes out, when the stars collide.
Let's talk about the traditional wedding. So you flew all the way to Cameroon
Yes, sir.
to come and have your traditional wedding here. And again, it's important to note that it wasn't the white wedding tradition. Are you two very versed with your tradition?
I'm big about everything my tradition for the most part. Like starting from like Cameroon tradition, I was even Bamina tradition, my village Bambili tradition, because your heritage is really what you're defined by, right? Or at least that's the base of what you're defined by. And for me, and I know also for her family, that culture and tradition are big things and very important.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that it would be a right start for anything without addressing our family first. And especially considering that we're in the US, but a big part of both of our families are here in Africa. We can't just do something there first when people can't come out, because a lot of people won't have visas, but everybody in the US can have a visa to come. So I think that's kind of really where I looked at it from. And traditional is a lot less formal.
Yeah,
So-
there's room to play.
Or at least women don't care about that as much. So I rather make sure that first step gives respect to the men that raised us both. And then from there, I can then let the woman do whatever she wants to do with the white, because at that point, I've done what I as a man am supposed to do. They'll pay my bride price, all of that.
You
So I
keep
just-
shaking too much.
What's that?
Just keep shaking your neck. It's
It's
kind
not-
of
I have to
sensitive.
be natural.
But you're unraveling it.
That's why I have to.
Were you directly concerned with the planning of the event itself?
It was mostly our parents.
Yeah, because traditional is really not much of your own doing, because it's usually more that, or like in tradition, is that we don't see something for your compound we find we, then we come now, then we bring our picking now, then you show the thing we find you. So it was really more that we initiate, then we pass off the baton to our parents, and now then transact.
Yeah.
So, and even to that regard, like you said, to me, and it still was supposed to be just a small family, but I also underestimated how big our families are. You know, you forget that just about 2 generations back, every man or most men had like 5 wives. And then now I'm looking back at it, my dad's side, 4 wives, mom's side, 4 wives, his side as well, or her side as well, probably the same story. So yeah, I think we kind of also forgot how big our families were, because we don't see them as much being in the US compared to being back home here. So people just kept coming out of nowhere, like, we heard, and I'm like,
And it just wasn't all family, just like kind of people we knew growing up too, like people that took care of us, like people that like were like in the house. You know how like in the house there's just not just you and your immediate family, it's like cousins and aunties and caretakers, and so it's just everybody that we kind of grew up with. But it was pretty big. It was bigger than I expected, but it turned
absolutely bigger.
out really, really good. Turned out really good.
You were covered. This is Duwala.
Yeah.
Let me start with you. How did you know she was the one? They brought other girls.
Oh,
Okay.
that the one.
All right, that
Yes,
thing.
that's the one.
Catch
How
me
did you
with
know
baby,
she
man.
was the one?
Man, like I told you, I make my luck, man. Luck is a skill. You know. And also, they had already taken so much money that they couldn't even ask for more money. So, yeah. So that was part of it as well. Yeah.
How was that for you? You just made up. You're in Duwala. You are looking all good, and you want to show up in front of your husband to be, and they cover you up in clothes and stuff. The heat.
Yeah, that was a lot. I had a fan underneath there, cause that was my first like experience doing all that. So I didn't really know how it went, but I had my aunties there with me. But I was kneeling down for quite a while, And I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, let's speed this up. But they kept on like yelling for more money. People kept on like touching me on my head, trying to feel who I am. But it was very interesting, but it was exciting.
She didn't throw me out no clues or nothing, yo. Like,
I'm not supposed to.
You supposed to save
You're
us
not
some
supposed to, nah.
You are supposed to.
You're supposed to come get what it is that you
That's why we broke.
pay for what it is that you get. Ain't nobody broke.
So what's the? I want to understand. Like, what do you think would have happened if you had picked the wrong person?
More money.
Show you.
More money being spent.
It would have been a little embarrassing.
I don't even say things.
But
I mean, I've seen a lot of other people pick the wrong person because they hit you pretty well. You can't even tell who you were.
Yeah.
There was no way you were cloaked top to bottom. I can't hear you talk. You can't even tell by like your.
You can tell my feet.
Your feet were covered. Everything was covered.
Well, you picked the right one, thank God.
Like I said, luck is a
So we'll never know what that answer is.
Okay, so generally, what's the one word that you can describe your traditional marriage? One word.
Liddy.
Special.
Especially Liddy.
Especially.
Hi, babe. I just wanted to say that I love you and I appreciate you, and I am thankful for you and your love and support and basically loving me for me, not judging me, supporting me, and just overall being a good man, treating me with respect and being kind. And I can't wait for us to grow further in our love and build our empire together and have our little babies. And yeah, I love you and I'm excited for our future.
Leonie, I really love you and I'm really glad that you chose to be my wife. I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you and creating many happy memories, maybe getting to learn and know you a lot better after realizing some of the things that I didn't know about you today. So looking forward to the rest of our lives together. Love you.
This is Mr. and Mrs. Sumali.
This was the Love Story segment with Karawa.
Keep watching Karawa Media for what's hot
and what's not.
You want to show for back.